Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lesson by Lesson, our deep dive into A Course in Miracles. Today we're looking at Lesson 39,
Okay.
My Holiness is My Salvation. Yesterday we were talking about fear and how that can block us from really connecting with our true selves.
Yeah, definitely fear can really hold us back sometimes.
Right, and this lesson kind of tackles that head on
It
by
does.
emphasizing the idea of our own holiness, like as the path to salvation, so to speak.
Hmm.
But before we get too far, I think it's important to clarify what A Course in Miracles even means
Yeah.
by this word holiness, right?
Yeah, it's not like the traditional, religious
Right.
piety that we might think of.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect or saintly or anything like that.
Exactly.
So what is it then? What's this other kind of idea of holiness?
It's more about recognizing a kind of a pure essence within us
Okay.
that is untouched by our mistakes, by our past, by any judgments that other people might have. It's like imagine a diamond buried under layers of rock and dirt.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that diamond is your holiness. It's always been there, radiant and flawless, even if it's hidden from view.
Hmm. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good image, but I think a lot of us, myself included sometimes, struggle to even see that diamond.
Yeah.
Right? Like all I see is the dirt, the mistakes, the things I
Yeah.
wish I'd done differently.
And the course actually acknowledges that, it recognizes that we build up these layers of guilt and self-doubt that kind of obscure our inner light.
So then how do we connect with that holiness then, especially if we're feeling, buried under all that other stuff?
Well, that's where this idea of salvation comes in.
Okay.
And again, the course isn't talking about some kind of afterlife or anything like that.
Right.
It's more about an inner liberation, a freedom from all the negativity and the suffering that we create in our own minds.
Oh, so you're saying that recognizing our holiness can actually lead to less suffering,
Yes.
less negativity,
Less getting caught up in the drama.
less trauma, less worrying.
Yeah, and less being affected by what other people think. Because when you really believe in your own inherent goodness, it's like you have this inner anchor that keeps you steady.
That's a really powerful idea, I think, especially in a world where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so easy to feel, judged and inadequate sometimes.
It is.
So okay, let's say we get that, we understand the importance of this concept of holiness. How do
Yeah.
we actually start putting it into practice? What
Yeah.
can we do?
Well, Lesson 39 gives us some really helpful exercises and practices that
Yeah.
we can use to kind of shift our perspective.
Like what?
One that I found particularly useful is this idea of daily self-reflection.
Okay.
So you take a few minutes each day and you think back on moments where you felt, unworthy or guilty. And you consciously choose to replace those feelings with the affirmation, my holiness is my salvation.
So it's about intentionally shifting our focus, right?
Yes,
Like reminding ourselves of that diamond underneath it all.
exactly. And there's another technique that focuses on mindfulness.
Ooh, mindfulness. I'm all about mindfulness.
Yeah, me too. It's so powerful. And it's about, throughout your day, just trying to catch yourself when negativity pops up.
Like when you're stuck in traffic.
Exactly. Or when
Right.
somebody cuts you off or,
Right.
you spill coffee on yourself.
The worst.
Yeah, all those little things. And instead of getting caught up in that negativity, you pause, you take a breath, and you remind yourself, my holiness is not affected by this traffic jam.
I like that. So it's about, not letting external circumstances dictate our inner state.
Exactly. It's about remembering who we truly are, even amidst the chaos.
And I think the real magic here is how this shift in perspective can actually impact our relationships, our ability to handle challenges. It can really bring more peace into our lives.
It can bring more peace, more joy.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately what A Course in Miracles is all about.
It is.
So if you're listening to this and you're feeling called to explore this idea of holiness, I encourage you to try out these exercises, see what happens.
See how it feels?
Because I think you might be surprised by the transformation that's possible.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another deep dive into
Go
in Miracles.
Of Course in Miracles.